If you have a compromised posture like scoliosis or kyphosis, the first few moments of your day are the most important. I like to spend my first moments, listening to what my body needs, asking, do I need to unravel, align, or fortify? Sometimes it's all three, sometimes it's one more than the other. Today, it was unraveling. So I start my day by allowing a complete collapse in my posture, slowing down my exhales. I allow my posture to let go entirely. Now, letting go happens in layers, so I let go deeper on each breath. 3 deep exhales, sighs. I become aware of deeper tension and let go even more. I allow my posture to collapse. Many of us spend most of our days attempting to hide or cover up or carrying a compensated posture. And this exhausts and fatigues some of those muscles that aren't designed to hold us up in our original or ideal posture. So this breath is something that I call the castle breath, and it allows us to rebuild our posture on top of our breath in our most highest potential form for whatever that may be in this day. So take your time to let go. Just because you let go once or twice doesn't mean that you are fully let go. These muscles are chronically, over a very long time, holding up our posture. So completely letting go in the first few exhales, I then begin to accumulate breath in the lowest part of my body. I imagine the inhale entering my body from the lowest part of my back possible, and I inflate brick by brick. Sometimes I'll imagine balloons as I inflate them one by one, but what I like the most is using bricks. So I'll start with the chakra centers, starting by inflating the red chakra brick first, inflating it, inhaling 100% and then exhaling 20%. And I'll do that a number of times for each brick. So I'll imagine that as visually as possible. What this does is it literally instructs my posture, it instructs my body to allow expansion in areas that are often compressed and tight from daily life. So each brick is being inflated 100%. I allow the exhale about 20%, so I start accumulating, and then I move on to the orange brick, then the yellow brick, the green brick, the blue brick, and I'm accumulating the breath as I go up. I'm reducing the amount of tension that I hold in my body and really allowing my breath to guide my way up. What this does is ensure that I have contraction and expansion throughout all parts of my spine, which really ensures and maintains flow. It helps me maintain a more aligned and upright posture with the least amount of effort possible by allowing myself to essentially form like a puppet over my breath. And once I have established my highest posture, once I've allowed my posture to build itself on top of the breath, I can then actually start activating and engaging my glutes, my lower abdominals, my mid-upper thoracic back, the spinal erector muscles, to actually hold and engage my highest posture. And this, for me, is one of the most powerful ways to reset my posture each morning. It allows me, before I go straight into trying to hold myself up, I lay the foundations for my posture for the day. I see that our posture is essentially the average expression of our body and our mind throughout the day. So when you win these first few minutes and moments of your day with your posture, you can really carry yourself throughout the rest of the day very nicely with the maximum flow possible. So here, starting to shake and activate and get my body used to gravity here. At the moment, I'm noticing that on my my posterior chain from my tongue over the top of my head, down the back of my head, neck, back, glutes, back of my legs. I'm noticing more compression in my posterior myofascial bands. So what I'm doing here with these slight bounces is I'm looking for lightness. I'm looking for bounciness. I'm looking for springiness. I have plenty of it on my front, superficial front plane with my toes, but I've noticed that I have less with my heels. What I'm doing here is I'm lifting my heels and I'm allowing myself to feel the gravity travel through my body, and with that expansive breathing, essentially creating more space, more bounce, more lightness in each one of those. By clasping my fingers and applying pressure to the back of my head, I'm basically applying leverage here to elongate my spine from the top as I'm doing this. Again, focusing on that expansive breathing and creating that space. Space is bounciness. Space is that reboundability that I'm building in my posture. So here we're moving into a totally twisted myofascial maneuver, moving the left foot over the right, the left hand under my right arm, creating a twisting motion through my torso as I move my head in the opposite direction. Imagine a wet towel that you're going to wring out to dry it. You're essentially creating opposite torque, and that what that is doing is it's actually compressing and rotating the spine in a way which actually delivers nutrients to the brain. That's why walking is so good for us. When we swing our legs and arms unilaterally, we're actually we're delivering nutrients through the brain. The spinal fluid is essentially pumped each step we take. And so this myofascial maneuver is amazing for unlocking any tightness or compensations that might be in our fascia, especially through the hips. Whenever we bend the knees in this movement, we're increasing the torque of the twist, and especially around the hip area. So again, switching the right leg over the left foot, right arm under the left arm, and then the head facing to the right. The tongue position even pushing further to the right, because those myofascial bands go all the way from the toes to the tongue. So become aware of the position of each one of these in these movements. Once you're into the deep part of this maneuver, breaths, focus on your breaths, allow, accept, surrender. Each breath will allow the tension to be released from your body through the exhale. Each exhale is allowing an escape route for the majority of toxic byproducts that end up in your body from the tension and the stresses and the alchemical byproducts that are stagnating in your body if you don't create these motions. Our lymphatic system is being pumped here as well. Lymphatic system is not like our circulatory blood system. We need to move to pump through our system and eliminate toxins from our bodies. These maneuvers are targeted circulation and targeted twisting that creates that flow that is so essential for health in our bodies. So here we're going for a one left arm on the right shoulder, and we're grabbing our myofascial arm bands around the elbow as we bend our knees. Again, we're going for releasing more of the myofascia bands on our upper torso. This is amazing for getting some mobility in the thoracic, as well as eliminating any of those compensations that happen from an imbalanced posture. When we have scoliosis or kyphosis, our myofascial bands will adjust, and they'll clump, and they'll cluster, and they'll compensate in order to create the scaffolding, create that strength through our chains to hold us up. So this position here is essentially like strumming the guitar strings and bringing the bands into attunement You'll see him doing some wriggles here. This is essentially allowing the tightness and the tension that I'm experiencing in that position to be released. All right, we're going to finish up here. I want to keep these sessions, under 11 minutes. To pay attention here, grab the upper part of your chest and gently pull down as you look into the sky, and you poke your tongue upwards, and then like a pendulum clock, an upside down pendulum clock, you're going to point your tongue to the left, feeling the stretch along the right side of your neck, and then you're going to point your tongue to the right and feel that myofascial elongation that's happening again. You're creating movement and motions that you may not have had in a while. You're coming in front of restrictions that might be in your myofascial system, and therefore your entire life force energy flow. So once you become aware of it, you can then infiltrate it with your inhale and then let it escape with your exhale. The breath will restore and maintain your flow. Have an amazing day.